Master, dinner is served. Igor, it's not that I don't appreciate the effort, but you know I prefer my meals uncooked. And how many times have I told you about using garlic? Yes, Master. Forgive me, Master. Please. Bite into Paradelphia. Thursday nights at 8, only on Toxic Radio. Paradelphia, because what if it's all true?
Hey guys, dating life gone pretty shitty?
I find you so creepy, I think you should have to walk around with a bell around your neck.
Finding yourself getting a little desperate for some female companionship?
Alexa, tell me you love me.
Hell no. You disgust me.
What you need is to upgrade your style right now. The Toxic Store's got exactly what you need. Pick up some stylish gear featuring Deviant Gamer, Toxic Radio, and the Heavy Metal Happy Hour.
Oh, yeah!
You can find the store through the Toxic Radio app or toxicradio.net. Get in the game.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Get yourself a little love.
That guy's getting boobies.
Yeah, he is.
Toxic Radio and the Toxic Store. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Planning your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch.
Saturday night is the loneliest night in the week.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the Heavy Metal Happy Hour with the one and only Fishman.
I know that, dude.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
Everyone get out!
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic.
What's up, everyone? It's that time again to take it deep, your favorite time of the week. It's the Godfrey, the T-H-E-E, the G-O-D-F-R-E-Y. We have tons to talk about. You did hear that headline, right? We will be talking about Rolls Royces, bags full of weed, and economy airport parking. But on top of that, we have all our usual shenanigans. Everybody's here in the studio. Jamie is excited as ever. He just did a backflip in the tightest jeans I've ever seen. Just kidding about the backflip.
No, you can't about the tight jeans.
Are you sure? You seem like a tight jeans guy.
Nah.
Mike?
Never.
We're going to need your decision here. What is your decision? Tight jeans, yes or no?
I'm not looking at the package.
We weren't even talking about the package.
Look, as soon as you talk about tight jeans, I think about a package.
Well, that seems to be a personal problem.
So you could have made the judgment from the other side.
Yeah, you could have at least went to the ass. You went right to the Johnson.
He did.
At least I didn't go ass to mouth.
ATM, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of ATMs blowing up too lately, I noticed.
So many.
But anyway, yeah, all kinds of stuff going on. Celebrity boxing, we'll be talking about that, and another celebrity boxing match coming up a week after that. It seems to be the rage, and maybe it is starting a trend. Maybe Damon is on to something, huh?
On to something for how many years has he been doing it?
For a long time. But you got the Paul kid. I don't even know his name. I just like him so much. I want to see him get punched in the fucking face. I know Floyd will beat him. And if Floyd loses, he threw the fight.
Well, again, it's all about whether or not it's going. What would better? What the hell? What would better? Something just there's a boom box back here or something.
I remember my first cell phone.
It's all about what would better advance Mayweather. Does it advance his career to beat him, or does it advance his career
it's not like that.
and his money and his wallet to take the dive?
I think Mayweather, even though he plays the villain a lot, he's actually helping boxing, in my opinion, because
with celebrity boxing,
absolutely, it's getting in more sport, it's getting more recognition and notoriety I really feel like boxing has become a niche sport, and you really have to like boxing to watch it, where it's not like a sport where you're going to see the casual watcher looking at it, except for your major fights. And I think it's going to give it more exposure. And I think we're seeing, a metamorphosis of wrestling meets boxing, really.
It's a good possibility. You could be correct.
Godfrey is correct. That is sure. What's our Facebook page? Is it Logan Paul? Yeah, whatever.
No. I just wanted to put up the stats.
That's good.
I thought you were going to continue with it, but
he's Floyd Mayweather's undefeated. Am I to believe that guy that's 0-1 is going to beat Floyd Mayweather? I'm going to say never.
Not a chance.
Not a chance. Floyd can beat him with his foreskin if he wants to, if he has one.
Does he have one? I mean, that's real journalism. If you can find out if he does or doesn't, I mean, then you're a top journalist.
I'm gonna get Ted Koppel on the phone. Like he knows about the oral koppel.
He knows about the oral koppel?
Copulation.
Oh, Jesus
Jamie
Christ.
got
I
it.
don't even know what that is.
So, what's the toxic Facebook page? Is it at toxic on Facebook?
Facebook page is facebook.com/Toxic Radio Live, which that is our handle on all social media. So on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's Toxic Radio Live. The only place that it is actually different is on YouTube, where it is actually Play It Toxic.
Gotcha. Are you watching this fight?
I'll watch it on YouTube the next day.
Now, here's the thing. Now, I want to bring this up. And you're a perfect example for this, Mike. And this isn't really for a sports fan, so I know, we're not really doing much sports on the show anymore, but Mike is not a sports fan at all. But he feels the need to at least watch it on YouTube, if not going to watch it live. But he is a viewer that would normally not give a fuck about boxing. Am I right, Mike?
Absolutely. Not a chance in hell would I be
and now you're watching
caught dead. No, but I'm not watching it for pleasure.
Okay, so you're just watching it to watch it. Okay.
I'm watching it for the pop culturism of it.
But that's my point. It's bringing more people into the fold.
Okay, then you do have a point there, because I'm watching it for the sheer fact that, I'm in the media industry. I'm in broadcast. It benefits me to be up on this kind of stuff for shows like yours, where you feel you feel comfortable having me brought into conversations, and I want to be able to facilitate anything you talk about with some kind of knowledge, not just look at you and go, I didn't see what happened. So for that level of bringing somebody in,
I feel like I'm having an influence.
For that level of bringing somebody into the genre of boxing, yes, I would give that to him.
Okay, so it's bringing more. Just think about WrestleMania 1, whenever it went off well. They got Cyndi Lauper involved, Mr. T. Hulk Hogan talks about that, and Roddy Piper a big key. But they brought in the outside world into wrestling, and it was kind of a closed world at the time, and it was very successful, spawning what we all now is WrestleMania every April. Now, that being said, not to go off on a wrestling tangent, I was just thinking about that because, I'm bringing up the Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight because most boxing fans know there's no way in hell Floyd Mayweather would ever lose to him. I don't care how tall this guy is. And, they're going to hype it up a little bit like he's got a chance. But if Conor McGregor didn't have a chance, this guy doesn't have a chance. I don't care if he's a trained boxer or not. So when you look at this, it's going to be entertaining. I'm going to check it out. Will I buy the pay-per-view or not? I'm not sure yet. But I'm going to find out. I don't know. We'll see. Can I pirate it? Maybe. I'm going to try to. Would you pirate it?
I wouldn't, again, there's no reason to pirate anything nowadays. Just wait. Be patient. That's the key. Be patient.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, you can't blame that one on me.
Folks, that's what happens when you don't get to test out audio before the show.
And headline. I don't like porn. I watch it so I can discuss it in a public setting also. Yeah, me too. That's Mike. Yeah, now I get you. First off, I'm going to have to say this. Go fuck yourself. No, anyway, that was Darth Vader, guys. But now we're okay. Jamie, are you alive? I think Jamie lost 5 pounds when that happened.
I shit myself over here.
It looked like you shit yourself. So, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about our mush of the week. Bring that segment back. Some people have contacted me about that. So we have this guy that has this really nice car. Would you park, if you had a Rolls Royce, would you park it in economy parking at the airport?
No.
Why would you not?
Why would I not?
Yeah, well, give me your reason.
You know, I really don't have a reason.
All kinds of. That was me. I need you guys to relax over there. All right, so what's going on is,
I'm gonna go get the whiskey.
Yeah, go bring it in now. So
You got anything stronger than whiskey?
yeah, we have ethanol. So you wouldn't do that because it's just not a good idea. If you have a Rolls Royce,
With a Rolls Royce, no. I mean, it stands out, and everyone knows what's going on. I mean, this idiot parked it there. He had it stolen. I mean, why?
well, so here it is. So if you have money for a Rolls Royce, you shouldn't be parking in economy parking.
Exactly.
Now, if you do, you don't know what it's like to have money, or you're an idiot. But we have an example. We have a real life example here. It is a football player, a New Orleans State, Janoris Jenkins. Now, decent football player, above average, not a Hall of Famer, neither here nor there. But he definitely wasn't hitting the Hall of Fame when he decided to park his Rolls Royce in economy. Now, Titans quarterback Janoris Jenkins, he used to be on the Saints, returned from a trip to West Palm Beach, Florida to find his 2016 Rolls Royce was stolen from Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta. Jenkins reported a car missing on Wednesday. Jenkins said he parked the $250,000 vehicle in the South Economy lot at Hartsfield. Now,
That son of a bitch should be locked in my garage at home.
here's the thing. Now, the economy lot might have been used because they had, I know in Philly, like certain parts of the parking lot when I flew out there recently were closed, so they might have had economy on the one or vice versa. But even with that being said, I would just, if I'm rich enough to take a Rolls Royce, I'm not going to drive it to the airport. I'll just get a cab, get a Uber, get someone to drop me off, pay a driver. So, it was on May 5th before catching a flight to Florida. According to Jenkins, no one has any ideas of the whereabouts of the vehicle. So some people say maybe assurance fraud. I don't know about that. I think he just made a stupid mistake. If it is assurance fraud, they're going to find out. And if that was stolen, it's probably on a shipping container halfway around the world, too. Because it's a Rolls Royce.
I don't doubt it.
You leave it in economy parking, you figure the guy's going to be gone for at least a day, if not more. So you got some time to set it up, make the arrangements, and there it goes. So I think he's our mush of the week. I don't even know if Mike would park his Toyota Corolla in economy parking.
Park that shit anywhere. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you probably would. Are you sure?
My Toyota Corolla's already been destroyed because I happen to be in a management position at my work and people don't like me.
Wow.
I can confirm
So
that.
you think people have hurt your car?
I can't 100% confirm this, but through process of elimination and where I park my car the most and multiple times checking to see if it was dented before and after I got to work, yes, somebody at work destroyed one side of my car. So what is anybody else going to do to it?
Well, my question for you is, do you need me to beat some people up?
Yes, everybody that works at my job because I don't know who did it.
All right, I'll go get the Punisher. So he'll help me.
I resent that.
Oh, well, you've offended Jamie. When you said that, that was the most unemotional I resent that I've ever heard in my life. That feels unemotional too. But that is his real emotion.
I feel offended.
Really? Is that all the emotion you got from me?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. So Jenkins capped his social media post by saying, he's now short $250,000, an asset that I own with no help from the airport. Presumably, however, he has insurance on the car. Insurance fraud, or is he a mush? I think he's a mush, but if it was insurance fraud, I definitely wouldn't be posting on social media about it. So if it's either one, he's a mush either way. So that is our mush of the week. So, You know, you would have thought that was God clapping if that was the first effect I played this week. That's how loud that was. That was impressive. So, next up, that is our mush of the week. But I wanted to talk about some cucks of the week, or maybe they're a mush, they're a cuck, whatever. Interesting thing. So, anybody heard about Purdue Pharma? And they are a pharmaceutical maker. But where I wanted to go with first is come back to that and then talk about weed and a doctor. But he really wasn't a Rolls Royce. I just tricked you. So if you wanted a Rolls Royce full of weed, you've been tricked, and you're listening to the show already. So just stay. There you go. What do you think about that? It's called clickbait, bitch.
Are you Andy Kaufman? What's going on here?
Well, but we are talking about all those things. So it's okay. You'll be all right. We're going to be talking about predictive data and policing. Should we be doing that? Should we be doing it to high school kids?
And we're going to take you to Madison Square Garden and give you cookies and milk.
Do you like cookies and milk?
That's what Kaufman did.
Did he?
Yes, he performed at Madison Square Garden. He did one of his crazy comedy routines and then proceeded to tell everybody go across the street to a cafeteria where he supplied the whole entire audience and crew with milk and cookies.
Yeah, but speaking of airports, though, we'll get back to the other stuff. Mike, play that clip of this Stu Nod and also the Mush of the Week candidate, the one who punches the airline attendant in the face. Sounds crazy. The Royal Rumble's going on through the top rope.
Let's
Entry number 30.
Wait, give me 1 second. I'm getting this playing properly. 1 second. All right. Jamie, you got that V-Mix?
I'm ready.
There we go. Jamie is ready. I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yes. Oh, she throws it. Oh.
Sit down, don't you dare touch me.
Wow. That dude was about to haul off on her. Wow.
Sit down.
I got to see that again.
You going to ride in the back? Bam. Oh, it wasn't even... She threw some haymakers.
Sit down, don't you dare touch me. Don't you dare touch a flight attendant like this.
She's bleeding and everything.
If I put that poor lady, if I was her though, I would have got a couple shots in from behind the guy's back. Look at that girl's face. Look at her face. She's not even wearing a mask either. She's wearing the diaper.
Chin diaper.
The chin diaper. That old lady's like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. This is like the Twilight Zone. I remember when this used to happen in black and white. Anyway.
What the hell?
Anyway. So, yeah. How much jail time do you think she's facing? Take a guess.
On a plane and assaulting somebody, at least a year.
No, a year?
A year? No, more.
Take a guess, Jamie.
You're looking at least 10 to 15.
20.
Really? I wasn't far off.
Yeah, so that just might have landed her 20 years in federal prison. Now, will they give her the full 20? I'm not sure. But, this seems to be happening a lot lately to the point where, and this is where she's a fucking mush too, and a cuck. If you want to buy alcohol on Southwest or American Airlines right now, you currently can't. It's suspended because they're concerned for the safety of the flight attendants. Fucked it up for everyone.
That's what they do.
This girl, there's going to be a judge looking to make an example of her. So I wouldn't want to be her. She better get a good lawyer because I don't understand, unless the lady put her hands on her, why'd you have to throw hands down at her? She didn't, right? Apparently she was asked to put up her tray, asked to put her seatbelt on, and she wouldn't wear a mask. So she kept asking, and she's like, ma'am, I really need you to do this. I feel bad for flight attendants having to do this job, which isn't an easy job, and deal with all these overgrown children that are amongst us. Big-ass baby bitches. What do you think, Mike?
So I'm just dumbfounded that human beings in a tin can that flies through the air are going to get so crazily angry that they're just going to start fighting in a tiny tin can where everybody's sitting so friggin' tight. Like, what's the outcome of that going to be, lady? What is it stupefies me for whatever reason. If it's mask, if it's this, if it's that, if she stepped on her shoe, I don't care. What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, guys, yeah, it's crazy. But
just how about don't punch anybody? How about don't punch anybody?
Yeah,
don't put your hands on anybody else.
What makes her so threatened that she has to do that? And I think
so. What? I'm sorry if I missed it. I was trying to make sure I got everything over here. Did you know why, or did you say why she actually punched her?
I didn't really find that.
Okay.
And I think the reason is, and maybe there's just no reason that's acceptable in my opinion.
No, there's absolutely no reason. There's nothing you can tell me, and I'm gonna go, oh, unless like she had right before that punched that woman's daughter or something like in the face. Like then I go, okay, then she had it coming.
It's way too much because you are fucking everybody else on that flight, especially if they have to turn around or land it. You are fucking everyone.
I mean, it's infuriating to watch stuff like that, to watch the videos you've played over the past year with individuals who won't get off and they won't put their mask on, and then they stand there all cock diesel, happy that they're not putting their mask on, making everybody get off the plane.
Well,
inconveniencing everybody.
She's a loser. So, all I know is there's a lot of stuff flying around these days. And speaking of flying, and I'm not fucking with you on this, sheriff attacked by a flying dildo riding a drone. That's right. This is true. I shit you not. I'll share this article. Nobody expects a flying dildo. You don't say. But that's exactly what confronted Albuquerque Sheriff Manuel Gonzalez III, whose campaign for mayor was dramatically interrupted at an event on Tuesday by a large sex toy attached to a drone. The drone hovered toward Gonzalez as he was answering a confrontational question from a member of the audience, and it provoked nervous laughter from the crowd of about 70 people. Gonzalez attempted to continue muddling through his answer as a woman in the audience asked, "Is that a dong on a drone?" Oh my God.
Look at the screen.
Excuse me.
Yeah, there it is, dude. First off, if I'm Miss Campaign Team, I'm like, where the fuck were you at trying not to get this dildo? I would have blasted that shit with a shovel or something. I mean, not only is it a dildo, it's a goddamn record breaker.
Now, how many points does the guy get controlling that dildo? Oh, wait, no, here we go.
Oh, he grabbed him by the shaft! Oh, my God!
How many points would he have gotten if it would have hit him in the head?
He basically almost jerked it off at the end right there. Did you see that? He got enough real estate on that dildo to just make... Oh, wow. That guy's... All I know is if there is an Olympic cock snatching team, that guy's the first recruit on the gold medal team. That's all I got to say. But the guy who flew that drone... the Navy should be signing him up immediately. Like, yeah, we need you to fly our planes because that's... Wow, man. Mike is the master of slow motion. He looks like he's about to nut tap him with the end of that drone.
Look at that reach.
Yep. Wow. I've seen it all.
Look at that. Look at that pose right there as he grabs the dick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe that I'm reading this right now and this is real. Because I just don't know how this is possible for something like that to happen and just kind of hover in under a tent. I mean, this guy is like the A-team of flying drones. So, I can't. Is that a dong on a drone? So, sure enough, it was. And Mike found it, showed it to you. The offending object was then snatched from the air by a man identified in the press as the owner of the establishment hosting the event. Well, you know what? I got to give my friend a warm round of applause there because I got to tell you, there is nothing more than protecting your investment than that guy did. He said, "Oh, this cock is getting out of here right now." I mean, literally, he jumped up like the Spider-Man of penises. So, the incident resulted in criminal charges for the dude got busted. Wow, for 24-year-old Keelan Ashby Dreyer, who was reportedly accused of punching Gonzalez on his hands during a brief scuffle at the foot of the stage after the flying dildo was grounded, and Dreyer tried to retrieve it. Dreyer had been charged with a petty misdemeanor battery and a misdemeanor resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer, according to the Albuquerque Journal. Dreyer reportedly told the police that he didn't mean to hit Gonzalez, but was upset by the way the sheriff answered the question, and he had meant to swing his fist in the air. I don't understand. Oh, because he accidentally hit his hands. Gonzalez campaign issued a defiant statement saying that the candidate was unhurt and blaming the whole thing, which was captured on video, on a coordinated attempt to disrupt his campaign. It will not intimidate me, Gonzalez says. I will not be cocked around. I will not be threatened with erect threatens. Just a tip, and as Steph said, buy the tip. So, I don't know why someone didn't give this guy a tip that this tip was going to be just a tip, but he was defiant in his response. But the incident may be more complex than it appears, and it remains unclear who exactly was behind the dildo drone. So we don't know who actually did it. Gonzalez has pointed the finger of blame at his political opponent, Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller. Keller has denied any involvement. I'll tell you what, folks. I never had oral sex with that dildo. That's, that's how Bill Clinton would have said it. So, by now there have been the video has been seen where Manny was interpreted by a drone with an adult toy attached to it. No question, it was disruptive, rude, and immature. Keller campaign manager Neri Hogan told the Albuquerque Journal, "We denounce demeaning antics and urge residents to participate in the political process in a respectful manner." Looks like Albuquerque has an influx of dildos going on. Manny Gonzalez is trying to associate me with Tim Keller on the radical leftist behavior, Dreyer told the Journal. I'm not a fan of Tim Keller either, and I identify as libertarian. So, meanwhile, a Twitter account named DongCopter505, DongCopter505, yeah, that's the original one right there. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one before. That's the OG. Established in May, has claimed responsibility and released a statement both denouncing Gonzalez, claiming Dreyer wasn't responsible. So, DongCopter505 has claimed responsibility. The federal government should really get involved and make them a terrorist organization. That's what I think. So, we can't have these shafts flying around here willy-nilly, poking people's eyes out and shit. So, now, this guy might be facing all those charges, and, we got a couple other things while we keep the topic on the law here. We wanted to bring that back to the weed that I was telling you guys about. There was a story about a doctor who got pardoned, right? Well, what did he get pardoned for? Well, he got pardoned because he went to jail because he grew marijuana for his dying wife in their mainline house, right? So the guy had to go to jail for this, right? Yeah, all my friends out there say they're all about injustice and but the question is, we accept this, and then I hear people bitching about a mask and punching people in the fucking face because they can't stand a 2-hour plane ride from Sacramento to fucking San Diego. You weak baby bitches. So, he signed a pardon, and this guy was 65 to apply for reinstatement of his medical license so that he can get reinstated. But, he was jailed on drug charges after growing marijuana to treat his dying wife. He's a former eye doctor. And in the phone reviews, he said that he planned to do so, but that his main goal in seeking the pardon was to help his daughter, Victoria, a nurse, who also lost her license after police seized marijuana plants at his house in April 2014. She was not involved in growing the plants, but pleaded guilty to a drug charge and served probation sentence rather than risk more than 2 years in prison. Her father said the state board pardons votes on her case in June. So, the only thing that mattered to him is that he paved the way. But they asked him how he used marijuana to treat his wife, and Jane Enzo declined to give details on her condition. He said that she had been prescribed opioids for multiple medical problems, and that marijuana was allowing her to transition off the addictive medication before she died in 2013. Right? So this guy's going to jail. Upstanding citizen, doctor, good contributing member to society, grows a plant for his wife, and he's in fucking jail, right? Makes sense, right? Is that how we are? Is that what's supposed to happen? Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of this. You guys can read the rest of this article, but I wanted to bring this up and draw a parallel for you. And the parallel is, have we ever heard of Purdue Pharma? You heard me mention it in the show. If you haven't, they are the makers and manufacturers of OxyContin, which is the Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron and Michael Jordan of causing addiction in prescription pills, which leads people to heroin, which has led to the epidemic that's cost, I dare say, hundreds of thousands of lives at this point. American lives, right? So, these same assholes, they got to go to court. Now, the Purdue family, which is the Slacker family, so the Purdue company, quick backstory, manufactured OxyContin. They lied like nicotine makers about its addictive qualities. They lied about a lot of stuff that was around it. And, they really pushed the sale of the pill to unordinary amounts. Sometimes there's small towns with, 4,000 people and there's 400,000 pills walking into that same town that month. True story. You can watch it all. There have been plenty of documentaries. A lot of families have gone through this struggle. So when I see this, I got kind of incensed because now this is how the law works for rich people, right? Let's talk about that bullshit because, it seems like this law is for poor people. All the laws, most of the major laws seem like they're for poor people. And why do I say that? Because, the Slacker family, they have so much money, they could pay a fine, right? And their Purdue Pharma goes out of business. But guess what? They file for bankruptcy. So guess what happens now if you're suing them? They're immune. That's right. No jail time, maybe a fine, hundreds of thousands of lives lost, countless victims that have been traumatized that are in the family with that individual they lost or they've done something, and they're fine. But we have doctors to go to jail for making weed for their dying wife, and you get more charges on flying a fucking dildo in a political rally than you do for illegally pushing drugs. Documented, proven. Attorney generals of the states don't want this to be dismissed in bankruptcy court, but they filed Chapter 11. And that's how the laws work, right? So that's what I mean. Law is made for rich people. Made for poor people, not rich people. It just seems like that more and more every day. And you know what? You can say I'm crying or I'm a socialist or I'm this and that. You can go fuck yourself. Because you know what? At the end of the day, this is one of those issues where you'll care if one of your family members were involved, someone you care or love about, or friends that you have that have lost a loved one to this epidemic. And will that make them go back? And will that make the family members that they lost, come back? No. But what it will do, and what society is supposed to do, is have a penalty so strong enough that it makes you think twice about doing it, right? So when you make so much money that it really doesn't matter how much they fine you, that's a problem, right? And when, I read about this, it kind of makes me sick. So I'll just tell you real quick. After more than a year of high-stake negotiations with billions of dollars on the line, a bankruptcy plan for Purdue Pharma, the maker of OxyContin, cleared a major hurdle late Wednesday. Federal Judge Robert Drain in White Plains, New York, moved to the controversial deal forward despite objections from dozens of state attorney generals, setting the stage for a final vote by the company's creditors expected this summer. The drug maker filed for Chapter 11 protection in 2019, facing an avalanche of lawsuits tied to its aggressive opioid sales practices. Public health experts and many government officials say the introduction of OxyContin fueled the nation's deadly opioid epidemic. This is per NPR.org. The development brings members of the Slacker family, some of whom own Purdue Pharma and served on the company's board of directors, one step closer to winning immunity from future opioid lawsuits. According to legal documents filed, part of the case, the immunity would extend to dozens of family members, more than 160 financial trusts, and at least 170 companies, consultants, and other entities associated with the Slackers. Isn't that nice how justice seems to work? Not for the poor, for the rich, right? Works great for them. So while the Purdue Pharma has twice pleaded guilty to federal crimes relating to its opioid marketing schemes, no member of the Slacker family has faced criminal charges. I'd like to reiterate again that a guy who flew a dildo into a crowd of people of 70 got more charges than these people. Does that seem right? Not at all, right? Now, I know some of you will say, hey, I'm not surprised. This is to be expected. This is how it works. And you're not wrong. To an extent it is. I'm not trying to focus on the negative here. I'm just trying to focus on the absurdity that comes around weed and what they want to make a law for. And this is the kind of shit that should piss everybody off. My wife's dying. I grow a plant. I make billions of dollars selling Purdue Pharma pills, lie to public about it. Nothing happens. You know, did they lose money? You got so much money, it doesn't matter. I mean, it protected all their money. And, you know, the judge had to probably rule based off the law. He's probably he's in a tough position. So, you know, I don't know. There's a final vote that has to happen. But we'll see if that does happen. But, you know, it's just kind of crazy. So the slackers are paying $4.275 billion, and they very much plan and expect to be done with this chapter, said Marshall Hubner, an attorney representing Purdue Pharma. One of the firms that would secure protection from future opioid lawsuits under the deal is Luther Strange and Associates, found by former U.S. Senator Luther Strange. So, he pitched the bankruptcy plan to the Republican state attorney generals. While Purdue Pharma has twice pleaded guilty to federal crimes related to its opioid marketing schemes, no member of the SLAC family has faced criminal charges. As I said earlier, you know, appearing before a congressional panel last December, members of the Slacker family said they had done nothing wrong. So, you know, government's a bunch of mushes too. So there you go with that, right? What a bunch of fucking assholes.
I don't know if you're going to have a lot of people disagreeing with you on that one.
I wasn't looking for, I mean, I don't think they could, but, I mean, it's just crazy to me, man, you know. So, another thing that's crazy, I noticed that I like to watch news sometimes, you know, I just like real stuff, and, you know, I watch all kinds of things. But, saw a news special about Pasco County Sheriff's Office in Florida using predictive data to flag potential criminals. But even worse, they were doing it to protect if a high school student would become a potential criminal. Is that right? Are we in the Minority Report right now?
Pretty much.
We are.
Sounds like it.
So Tampa Bay Times broke a huge story. Pasco County parents and teachers are calling for changes to a sensitive sheriff's office program that uses student data to profile school children as potential future criminals, with some demanding the practice be stopped entirely. In a letter to the school district, the Pasco County Council PTA asked for reviews of the program and the district's data sharing agreements with the sheriff's office and other agencies. Separately, a group of teachers is circulating a petition for the sheriff's office database of at-risk children to be deleted. That's just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. I saw a story where there was this Asian gentleman, and he had 4 kids. His kid had some trouble in another town. They moved over, so they were showing up at his house 4 times a day. And he said, hey, we're going to be around here. They were trying to make it like we're going to help you out. And this is fascism. In your face. This is fascism. That is what they call it. That kind of shit is fascism. If you're okay with it, you're a fascist. That simple.
Is fascism so bad?
Yeah. I mean, Hitler liked it. So,
yeah.
Yeah. And what happened is the guy ended up moving out, but he's suing them, among other people. They were giving him tickets for his grass being too high, his light being too close or blocking the whole view of his number on his house. And then they would hold the tickets, and then they picked him up and arrested him and brought him into the station for the ticket. And you're just like, are you kidding me? This is the United States of America, right? So that stuff's not supposed to happen. So where are my friends that love the land of the free? Does that offend you? It should. Who are you offended? Mike, are you offended?
So offended.
Yeah. Mike's always
so
offended.
Fucking offended.
But, I mean, one, I believe that breaks laws because it's a juvenile, right? They're not even 18. I mean, really? So you're predicting that they're going to grow up to become a criminal? People can't change? Have we decided that in society that people can't evolve and become a better person?
But do people normally change?
I mean, I want to give a kid that chance when their brain's not fully developed, right? I mean, I just feel like I have to give a kid that chance. You know,
at what age do you think a human being? Let's take away the subject of child or adult, because those are fixated on where you live in the world and where they dictate that you are a child or an adult. At what age do you
sounds
think,
similar to your tipping theory, but
at what age do you
we'll
think,
parking lot that.
At what age do you think that the human brain is developed enough?
I hear 25.
You say 25?
That's what I hear, but I'm not so sure scientifically what that is. But I don't think it's developed enough at 15, 16, 17, or 18.
I in the chat room, a post Laura just posted up. I think people can change, and absolutely they can. They can. They have to want to, but they can. But it takes time. It takes effort. And for the most part, people in society don't like change. They're afraid of change. So betting on the odds, you're betting on the fact that people won't change.
So my thing is, it's like the death penalty for me. The reason why I don't like the death penalty is because there have been instances where people were killed that shouldn't have been killed, right? So to me, you know, if someone's a pro-life person out there, how can you be okay with this? I mean, for me, there's a lot of shit that goes on. No one's perfect. Kids make mistakes. Adults make mistakes. The justice system in general in the United States, as I just illustrated, is completely out of fucking whack. Okay? You know, the girl who, you know, I don't feel sorry for her. She gets 20 years for punching a lady in the face, but is that worth a 20-year sentence? I would say 5 maximum. And community service.
I agree with you. In this country, especially, it's whoever's got the most money, or whoever has the best or worst public opinion about them. So sometimes you do get people who are wrongly accused, or that are 100% guilty and they get away with murder. OJ. But I'm the comment in the chat again. I am extremely anti-death penalty. I'm not extremely anti-death penalty. There are certain individuals that in this world, in society, that will not change, that are not and will not be able to rehabilitate themselves no matter what you do. They are just bad people.
Now, how did we come up with this predictive data? So, I get they have a responsibility to protect children, but what they are doing is targeting and profiling children. The community outcry comes after a November Times investigation. The Tampa Times revealed the sheriff's office keeps a list of students who thinks it could fall into a life of crime. Now, students are added based on data points, including their grade point average, attendance record. I would be fucked. They would think I'm going to be fucking Jeffrey Dahmer if they went by fucking, being late in the morning. You know how many kids missed the bus and their parents got to drive them to school? And you're a future fucking criminal. You showed up 5 minutes late to homeroom where everybody sleeps anyway, you piece of shit. I'm going to be here all day.
I mean, the data that people can get on individuals, kids, adults, whatever, I mean, from social media alone is an insane amount of data.
Right. But here's the thing. Based on data points including their grade point average, attendance record, and whether they have friends. That's right, whether they have friends. You'd be fucked, Mike. The sheriff's office considers delinquent.
Wow.
I didn't know. I heard from your friends that you didn't have a lot of friends until you
heard from my friends that I don't have a lot of friends.
They said they didn't become friends with you until after you could buy them cigarettes.
What the hell?
Yeah. They were all like 13. You said you were 18 and you bought them cigs.
I heard from your friends you don't have a lot of friends.
That's what they said. It was weird to me. I'm on your side, Mike. So,
I'm toxic fucking Mike.
Yeah, but not in high school. The sheriff's office mines the data for students who attend middle and high schools where its deputies work as school resource officers. Neither the children nor their parents are told if they are added to the list. Sounds like a democracy to me. 420 kids were on it as of November, according to the sheriff's office. So you have 420 future criminals. To me, it doesn't sound like protecting. It sounds more like farming. That's what it sounds like to me. Because it sounds like they want to feed the system. And listen, if you think that I'm just saying people make money up on that, they do make money on it. There's a such thing as private prisons. So if you don't have prisoners, you don't have money. And it is such a modern day form of exploitation. So to me, that's not the way to go. If they broke a law, they broke a law. Do your job. But now you're going to predict it. Next thing you know, it's going to be like, oh my God, he just thought about jerking off in public. We're going to arrest him. Mike again would be in trouble. So he might. Oh my God, he's going to put hot nuts in his mouth. We have to arrest him now. He might do this 5 years from now. So or how do you do predictive policing? If something is illegal, but you predict that it's going to become illegal, does it work both ways? So to me, It's a bad thing. The agency has said it uses the information to identify students who need mentoring and resources. Really. So when I saw the video of this, the mentoring that I saw was the cops rolling up, knocking on the window, as it was described, while the parents weren't home, on the window, scaring the shit out of the kids, and they want to have... That's mentoring? Okay. But law enforcement experts told the Times that the practice was based on flawed science. Student privacy experts said it skirted the federal law, and there is a federal law, and civil rights liberty groups have vowed to take action against it. Like the civil rights liberty groups are great things if you ever want to donate to charity, to put your charity toward, because they do actually do things just to put you there, put that in people's minds. Told about the response from parents and teachers, the sheriff's office said, "We will do everything we can to protect the children in our school district and prevent a tragedy from occurring." There's got to be some kind of fucking money behind this. I mean, this seems to be like goal-oriented driven, right? Is the crime exceptionally high in that area? When I read it wasn't. So the agency also said that if any funds were taken away from the sheriff's office, it would make schools Did you listen to this? The agency also said that if any funds were taken away from the sheriff's office, it would make schools notably less safe, and also run afoul of regulations required as part of the Majority Stoneman Douglas Act, which requires officers or security guards in schools to prevent school shootings. So now that has to do with school shootings. Okay. So let me get this straight. So they're saying it has to do with school shootings. And mind you, I'm a pro-gun guy. I'm licensed to carry. But instead of trying to put some deterrence in there, because it won't fix everything, we say, you know what? Fuck gun laws. We're going to use predictive data and go all minority report on the kids in school. That's how fucking backwards it is. Think about that. No gun reform. We want to prevent school shootings, but we're going to be predictive about if your kid becomes a criminal. So little Johnny next door can go shoot his AR-15. Now, do they think they should ban AR-15s? No. But I'm just saying, you know, that's what that's about. I mean, at the end of the day, who are we? What are we doing? Like, that's crazy. So that's the response. Not remorse, you know, and they're going to lose. They're going to lose in court. There's no judge in the world that's gonna co-sign that, especially if there's a federal law in the books, which there is. I don't know the acronym for it, but you can look it up. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to use juvenile information, because we all heard that your record's sealed as a juvenile. And how are they unsealing that record? Is there a court order? No. Sounds like federal law has been violated to me. You think I'm right, guys? Doesn't fucking matter. But I'm right. What do you got? Jamie, wrong?
I like how you said, "Am I right, guys? Doesn't fucking matter." It's like you were telling us it doesn't matter what we fucking think.
Okay. Yeah, well, the Rocker's right. So, but is that crazy to me or not? I mean, wouldn't you feel like shit? I mean, not shit, but it would bother me if I had a kid and that was going on where they were going to school.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's any parent in America that would be like, "Yeah, do that. Invade my child's privacy like that. Take note of everything he's doing and every step he takes, and have a record on it." I don't think there's anybody out there be like, "That sounds like a good idea."
No, I think some people will be sold on that shit.
What kind of person, what kind of parent would be sold on that? Explain to me. What kind of parent?
So one that's really rich.
Why?
You could buy your way out of the kid situation. Money greases everything.
Oh, you're saying because they've got money, they've got an out, so it doesn't matter.
I think super rich people feel that way.
I think super rich people feel untouchable, and when somebody's doing that to their kid, it's like they're disrespecting them, and that makes them feel violated, which takes away their untouchableness.
Well,
and then they come.
Is that what that is?
And then he comes.
Yeah. I think, Jeff Bezos doesn't fear getting arrested, that's for sure. You know, what I mean is if you're well off, you're connected a lot of times, especially in the community if you're involved, and, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, kind of, you know, people are able to make kind of like inroads, like, oh, if anything happens with my kid, let me know. You know, and then you're going to have people that are going to not want to, you know, report things. I just think it's a horrible, horrible thing. And, you know, if you're someone that is okay with that, you're blind. I mean, the fact that they said school shootings is why we need to do this, and but we're so stubborn to say we can't do any gun reform. It just is mind blowing. Well, what about we will tiptoe around, what people are making money off of, not to disturb it. Again, I'm a pro-gun guy, but every time, people say, oh, the Democrats saying he's going to take your guns away. Oh, my God. Or, when the pandemic happens, people that are making money are the gun makers and the ammo manufacturers. I mean, it's called supply and demand, my friends. And people are panic buying, and every time they invent a boogeyman, every time, all I heard all 8 years of Obama was going, oh, AR-15, it's going to go away. No, it didn't even go. Nothing happened. So come on, let's get real. It's just, we got to get real ourselves. I don't know. We'll see. I know that's a fun subject. Everybody loves that, but I had to help you guys out this week. Got to make you think. Can't always make you laugh. But we're going to laugh now. We're going to get back to Mike. No, I'm just joking. We're not going to get back to Mike. So I got the quote of the week, and I'm going to send this to Mike because I want him to put him up there. And, this is a newscaster and a political figure, but it's really not it's not really politics, but it kind of is, but it's funny. So Mike's going to put it up there. It's a picture of a tweet I sent you there, Mike. And while Mike is doing that, I want to do another segment real quick called Sponsored or Not. And it's a story that I'm going to ask you if it's sponsored or not. You can say it in the chat. Mike or Jamie, you can participate just in case anybody doesn't.
Okay.
So when I see something from a Yahoo News, and called I compared Burger King and McDonald's fried chicken sandwiches, and the best gives you more flavor for your more money. Is that a sponsored story, or is that a legitimate story? Does anybody really care about the chicken sandwich at Burger King or McDonald's that much where they're like, I can't wait for them to do a review? Because I guarantee if you look on YouTube, you might find a few reviews for those two chicken sandwiches, but you're really not. And that's why you got to do sponsored content, right? So I just feel like, and we're going to talk more about sponsored content. So is this sponsored content or not? I'm going to send it to Mike. Put the Twitter thing right up on the screen, Mike, so I can talk about that while you bring that up on the back end. And so I thought this was funny. This is the QAnon lady, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you read it. She got elected to Congress. What a country. Federally funded school from age 3 doesn't sound like education. It sounds like indoctrination at your expense by force in the form of taxes. Keith Olbermann says, if there is one argument for federally funded education from 3 to 20 in this country, it's how goddamn stupid you are, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I kind of agree with him.
Uh-huh.
Kind of agree. Yeah. So that lady is out of her fucking mind. There's a crazy person in Congress. I mean, there's been crazy people.
There's a lot of crazy people in Congress.
Yeah, this one is it's almost like they would be crazy, but they'd be cordial to each other. She's stalking other Congress people, shit like that. Maybe we could get steel cage matches instead of elections and shit. Whoever wins to the death. Is that where we're gonna go? I don't know.
Maybe someday.
Wendy's chicken home style is the greatest chicken sandwich ever. Man, that is a lofty claim. Mike, what do you think about chicken sandwiches? Which one is the best?
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's serious.
You're out of your mind.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is the absolute best chicken sandwich known to man. Hands down, no competition.
I'm just glad he did not say Chick-fil-A.
Hashtag no notes.
First of all, Chick-fil-A is pretty delicious. Great customer service, by the way. Throw up this. So, is this sponsored content or not, Mike? What do you think? Throw it up there. Do you guys think this is some article that was paid for? Or did someone really on Yahoo want to review the difference between the Burger King, burger in their name, chicken sandwich, and McDonald's chicken sandwich?
Does anybody? I'm not getting anything.
I sent it to you.
Nope.
Really?
I'm not getting anything. I think there's an issue happening with Facebook because it's taking a while to load too, but I'm not getting anything.
I think I just sent it to you again. We got the ID10T go.
There we go. Now it popped up.
Gotcha. So, sponsored content, you guys know what it is. So, does that look like a sponsored story? What do you guys think? Paid for story?
No, I'm gonna go sponsor.
I'd say fucking making me hungry story.
Yeah. The question is, do you want to eat the chicken with the bun or without?
I actually want to eat it with the bun. I mean, a bun with some good mayo on there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with a pickle, some lettuce.
Nice spicy mustard.
Oh, a spicy mustard. I don't know about you, but I think it just moved.
Ew. Ew. So. All right. So, yeah, I think that kind of shit's stupid. I don't know. So keep an eye out for it. We're going to be doing a story. Is it sponsored? Is it not? It definitely looks sponsored to me. I don't see why anybody else would write a story about that. I can't see why you put that on your website and go like, yeah, you know what? People want to really hear about this shit. Maybe it does really well. I don't know. If it was the Popeyes chicken sandwich, that's a different story. People were getting their ass beat over that. And it was, have you had that one?
Never had a Popeye sandwich.
No.
Well, Mike, now that you're joining the world of bread again, I suggest that you take advantage of your new freedom and you bite into a Popeye spicy chicken sandwich.
I won't go to Popeyes.
I thought you were going to pull one.
Why won't you go to Popeyes?
I thought you were going to pull one from underneath the table.
I'm not sure if the story is legitimate, but several months back I saw something posted where one of the Popeye stores, and I don't remember where it was, people were finding maggots in the chicken. They would open up their wrappers or whatever it was. They would open up their sandwiches, bite into it, and then, ugh. I'm like,
I believe but wouldn't that be localized to that store, not just being a piece of shit?
It could very well be. Like I said, I don't remember which store it was, but it was some time ago.
Yeah, you just go up to that store, you go through the drive-thru, and you yell into the microphone, "Stop being a piece of shit."
Ugh. Oh yeah, I mean, Jamie just ruined it to me forever. But yeah, no. People said man allegedly finds live worms at Popeye's chicken. That was in 2019. Popeyes defends against flesh-eating worm suit. So, maggots allegedly found at Arkansas KFC chicken. Texas woman sues Popeyes, claims she was served flesh. So that seems like to be a rash of bullshit lawsuits. But,
I mean, it's no different than the story I heard about Taco Bell years back. That there were roaches in the meat.
Did you ever eat Taco Bell again?
Nope.
Mike, have you?
Here's the whole thing, though. I look at things very logical, and
Mike, you're not going to like it. You like roaches.
No, but everybody knows this about me. I look at this all logically. Is it more logical that the chicken that was delivered had maggots in it, or is it more logical that the store, the individual store where this was purchased at, it was an isolated incident where literally they are just pieces of shit, don't properly refrigerate and take care of their product, and it ends up getting infested. Because remember, these are all why can't I think of the word? These are all franchises, privately owned.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You can't. It's like we talked about earlier, where one thing can ruin it for everybody else. Mm-hmm. That's what that does. It ruins it for everybody else. Whereas it is an issue and it is disgusting. It will turn off people from that, forever. But at the same time, it's only one instance. Here's what I'll tell you. Here. Nope, true story. True fucking story.
Well, that's a really long effect, huh?
True. That is I was waiting for it to end so I could be like, true story.
That really fucked with Mike's timing right there.
True story. By the way, there's comments in the chat room that said, "Why no camera for the board guy?" And Matt replied, "He has a face for radio." So true story.
Jamie's like, "Fuck you." Wait a second. Can't you let that play out in nature? You snitch, bitch.
I've gone to Chinese buffets.
Brad Huber said, "Is Mike any better?"
Chinese buffets with my mother, and while we were eating, have seen a roach crawl by the table. Complained about the roach,
and then Mike put it on a stick and ate
when
it.
I went up to the manager to say something, he started giggling. I said, "Do you have a roach problem?" He giggled some more.
Did he call you round eye?
And that Wow.
Let him finish.
Then he went on. I said, "You guys know about it, don't you?" He said, "Yeah." I went, "All right." He goes, "Yeah, no charge," and gave me the card back. But that place was such good Chinese food and such a good Chinese buffet. We did return and continue to return to this day. Because
did you ride the roach on? Did you ride the roaches back on your way back into the store?
Because
like a horse, like it was like never-ending story.
Because the only thing that will put me off to any food product or any restaurant is if I get sick. For the most part, you cannot, will not, and never can eliminate all bugs, rodents, what have you, from all means of production of food. It's just a way of life.
So what you're telling me...
It's how much you can deal with it. Remember, in any facility, a manufacturing process of any kind of food, there is a certain percentage of rat shit, a certain percentage of bug parts that can be in that food before it becomes unedible for human consumption.
Were you ever the kid that grew up, your mom would be like, you'd be like, "Mom, there's a boogie in it." But like, there's boogies in everybody's noses. And then she say, "Would drink it?" Would she say something like that to you?
No, but I'm a realistic person. Just because you saw one roach, just because there was a problem one day, does not mean there's a problem all the time. If you get sick personally, I totally understand you never going back there again. But if something's never made me sick or something's never... I don't give a shit what has happened to the food. As long as it doesn't get me sick, what do I care?
Well, the thing about you being a measuring stick for this is that you eat bugs. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a perfect barometer, really, in a world of thermometers, so to speak. But
probably not.
Yeah, Mike's like, bugs in my mouth immediately.
Because you got to remember, there's more people out there than just Mike that's going to be doing shit like this.
I could kind of understand why Jamie doesn't go to Popeyes anymore. If it kind of gets in your head and you can just feel that taste, it just freaks you out. I mean, is it worth it? But
yeah, it was one of the local stores by me too that I'm almost certain of that. So
oh my God, these crickets are amazing.
Food poisoning is the worst. You do feel violated after food
Is
poisoning.
he eating those bugs again?
Yeah, he is. Yep.
They got a little spice to them.
Mike is definitely a waste not, want not dude. That's
Absolutely.
For sure. Mike, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a moment where you go in your fridge, maybe you're feeling poor at the time, and you don't have a lot of money, so I'll give you that excuse, when this might have happened, and looked in the freezer, and you found something that was freezer burned to fuck? Do you thaw it and eat it, or do you throw it out?
Thaw it and eat it. If it tastes bad, then you throw it out. There's something...
Have you ever put anything in the oven that was freezer burnt?
Wait, I inhaled a cricket leg.
Ugh.
A grasshopper leg. If you thaw it out and it doesn't taste good, again, taste is also important. If something doesn't taste good, there you go. If something doesn't taste good, you don't eat it. If something makes you sick, you don't eat it. If it tastes good and doesn't make you sick, why wouldn't you eat it?
I don't know.
He's got a point.
I don't fucking know. I mean,
that's why I don't care if it tastes good and it's not going to make me sick. I'll put it in my mouth.
Oh, Jamie, I need you to make I need a drop. Make a drop of that. We're going to teach you how to edit that tonight because that needs to be a sound effect. We're going to start. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. I'll put it in my mouth. That's Mike. Now they're gonna make a drop of that at me. So, with that, folks, being said, Mike, we're gonna start wrapping this show up. But I got one question for you. Why do you have to be such a piece of shit?
No answer.
No answer. So, guys, guess who's not kissing Laura tonight? That's what Brad's bringing up, and that's probably Mike. But with that being said, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Every Thursday, 6 to 7, we take it deep. Listen to us on Taking It Deep with the Godfrey, live on Facebook, iTunes. You get the, whatever. Google it, Google Podcast, and, the Toxic page. Play it safe. Don't play it toxic. What is the YouTube page? youtube.com/Play It Toxic. And you can catch us live on there and on the website, toxicradio.net. Wait, has that launched yet, Mike?
The new site has not launched. The old site's there with everything on it.
So the new site's coming. Mike has been working really hard to get this done, and we got a lot of great things coming down the pipe. Celebrity boxing, we'll be talking a lot more about that next week. We didn't really get to it this week, so we'll talk about the Jake Paul thing, the results, and then talk about the Lamar Odom Aaron Carter fight coming up next Friday, not this Friday, June 11th, live at the Showboat in Atlantic City. And this is the Godfrey Night saying goodbye, just saying take it deep with your mom.